So for those playing at home, this was my Year 10 this morning, and what I'm asking you to do is just get a copy of these three. We also just fooled around with marble slides. We played around there. And I think it went down well, although, you know, some people in the class still didn't try. I won't judge. So just to make it less cluttered for you guys. Oh, my pleasure. This was our second lesson with the Year 10s doing it, so I'll just chat to you in a minute, and you can either add to your notes or not. You could just ignore me. Sorry, I don't know if I was recording or not. Got no idea. And then we want to add a straight line. Y equals mx plus c. When it is in this form, what did the m do? Good. Slope slash gradient when it was positive, that meant it went that way, i.e. increasing is the term that we will now use. I'm not going to write negative decreasing, you know that. If you want to, you could write larger the number, steeper the slope. Up to you. And of course, our friend over here, that is our y-intercept. You should have downloaded the textbook. Now I don't know where mine's gone. Here it is. So 2A, page 75, you can see here you're using the distance formula. Now this is straight substitution, so there's no way we're doing all 6 questions. I would say do one, like 1A, 2A, 4A. So look at your topic. Where'd it go? Did I download the topic? You should have got it there, but we're not doing every single question. Ridiculous. Just from memory though, anyone want to tell me what the slope is of D and F? So we just covered this would be a positive slope, yeah? I'm not asking you to count the triangles to go rise over run because that's just stupid. And when I say triangles, I do mean squares. So to get the slope, you'd have to go how many triangles there and squares and how many across rise over run divide. But you'd agree positive? Which is bigger, C or A? C, because it's steeper, assuming it's the same scale. So we go, yeah, but horizontal. Who remembers what slope a horizontal? So rise, how much rise? 0. 0 divided by anything is? 0. So let's add that to our notes, that when we've got a horizontal line, right, horizontal line, slope equals 0. Agreed? What about vertical? Vertical line, who said that? Why is it undefined? Because you've got lots of rise, but you've got no run. And can we divide by 0? No. So we've got an undefined slope. Okay, so I'll give you a moment now. Do you still need that? I'll give you a moment. If you wanted to do 2 distance questions, you want to get it and go the sub option, do it. I'm sort of going 1. That's all you really need. Oh, wrong one. But please look at the outline. 1, 2, 4, and then we're going to socks, which I have to remind you about. We'll put a note for that in a minute. Good luck. So adding to notes. Anyone remember how we find the perpendicular slope? So if we have a slope of 2 over 3, anyone remember what the perpendicular slope would be? Inverse. So the perpendicular slope would be minus 3 over 2. So layman's terms, flip, reverse the sign. Mathematical terms, the negative reciprocal, right? Flip, reverse. So what if I had, so you're irritating me, boys. What if I had 5? What would be the negative 5? What's the perpendicular slope? Yeah, because that, I said 1 over 5, because that's technically 5 over 1, right? So the perpendicular positive 1 over 5. Happy days? Basically, if I've got A over B, the perpendicular slope will be minus A over B. And when you multiply these together, what should you get?
B over A.
I do mean B over A. What do you get? No. No. Negative 1. So those at home, you got, I had 0 and I had 1, and you actually get negative 1. Okay? All right, last thing, and I reckon we can do it before it hits 25. And it's back to our good old friend equation of a line, because it's not just about recognizing it. You're going to need to do 2 things. For homework, you're going to rearrange it to get y by itself. Okay? So if we look at the table that I'm going to ask you to do, it's going to ask you to find the slope, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept. So to get the slope, you basically have to rearrange this to get y by itself. So it's practicing some of your basic algebra. Okay? So it's up to you what you want to do. You could put the 2x on the other side. What happens to it? Becomes minus, and then to get rid of the times, divide through by negative 3. And the slope will be the x value over the y value, right? So have a go. If you get stuck, we can go through that on Monday. Keep in mind what we talked about. X equals 8, Amara. What does x equal 8 look like? It's a vertical line. So we already know that's going to have a slope of undefined. Y equals 5. Grease lightning, right? Horizontal line has a slope. So just have a go at those. The answers are at the back. You could have a look and always work backwards. What you want to be able to do is what happens if you have a point and, or you know, it passes through 2 points. This is the bit that we have to remember to find the equation of a line. We need 2 things. We need the slope, and we need, no, you need a point. Now that point could be the y-intercept, but it could be some other point. And it could be that I don't even give you the slope. I give you 2 points, and of course you can find the slope from the 2 points. So I keep giving you less and less information. Yeah? Now, this is how I do it, and trust me, the Year 12s like it, and it's a lot easier. Instead of using the y-intercept form and slapping stuff in, this will work, so please trust me. All right, example, we have a slope of, give me a fraction, 3 over 4, and it passes through the point. Give me a number that doesn't use 3 and 4, but they're small. Right, let's go minus 1 and 2. Okay, so this is what we do. We use the slope formula, which is m equals change in y over change in x. We put our slope in, don't talk, watch. We go 3/4 equals, and I say y minus my y value. So what's my y value? 2 all over x minus my x value. So x minus minus 1 becomes plus 1. And you're going, I'm doubting her mental capacity because she's just made this disgusting with a fraction. How do we get rid of that fraction? Cross multiply. That's right. Cross multiply. So we end up with 3 times x plus 1. And the more that you do this, the more you will not actually need this line. You will go straight to expanding brackets. And may I just say, one of my year 10 advanced kids today could not expand a bracket. Yeah. That's all right. He got A's in year 9. Okay? And at this point, you read the question. If it said, put it in y equals mx plus c form, y-intercept, you do so. Or you are just going to put it in this form, which we call general, and I much prefer that. So I keep the 3x where it is. The 4 comes over, 4y comes over, so what will I write? Take 4y. The minus 8 stays where it is. How do I get rid of the plus 3? Take 3. So I get minus 11. Do I need to write minus 8 take 3? I'll write it, and if you don't want to write that line, you leave it out. I just see some of your faces, and we're done. Right? But I love this method. If you tried to do it with y equals mx plus c, just imagine what you'd have to do. You'd have to put a fraction in here. Then you have to sub in your y and your x value to find c. Then you have to go back and sub it in again. This is clean. You have one fraction line and then none. I can scroll up a bit. I mean, I'll keep this. And it's on the video now.